All right, what up? What up? What up? It is that guy Dub, and I'm back with another video. How you guys doing? At the end of the day, shout it, I'm good money. And today, we got a special guest in the building, Mr. Diamond Dallas Wave West. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm chilling like an Eskimo, my dog. You know what I'm saying? Glad to have you on my podcast finally, man. You saying?
Yeah, man, you let me in the igloo.
No, I didn't.
You
No,
let
I didn't.
me in the igloo. I'm here.
No, I'm sitting here to reaching out via Facebook Messenger, and you saying like. And then you was like, "Why don't you got my number?" I was like, "I had your number." And you saying it's like, like sometimes when you get a phone and all the numbers don't transfer over.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the situation. So I promise you, it was not personal, my brother. It was
Oh
not.
no, 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 none taken, none taken. It's okay, and it definitely wasn't personal. 'Cause I don't be answering my messenger, man. I
Well,
don't
you a
because
big celebrity in these streets.
I be getting all kinds of weird, like messages. I be getting all kinds of DMs, and
Mm.
I don't even know my own name anymore. They keep calling me handsome. You know what I mean?
Okay, I ain't mad at you. Now, where we gonna start off at? You said right now we just hit 50 years being in hip hop. You said so. What does that mean to you?
Man, you know what that means? That means I'm getting old. But by the grace of God, I'm getting old, man. To be honest with you, man, like, there's so many times I figure I wasn't supposed to be here, man. So, having matured with one of the greatest cultures that this world has ever seen, and being able to mature with it and be there when Ice Cube dropped Death Certificate to Tupac's Me Against the World, because that was my beginnings in hip.
Yeah.
And then when I really fell in love with, like, I'm talking, like, it really became a part of my life. It was probably Jay Z's Hard Knock Life Volume Two,
Mhm.
Dynasty Blueprint era, and to be here now and see where how far it's come. I mean, Hove just had a library in Brooklyn with a whole exhibit dedicated to him. A
Right.
library, you know what I mean? Seeing that before, it was shunned away by so many different other cultures that didn't
Mhm.
understand the culture, to see where it's at now, man, it's beautiful, man. I love being a part of it too. I love it.
Right. When you just mentioned that you said in the book of Hove, you said like, what does something like that mean for the culture? You know what I mean?
I mean, you consider the culture of hip hop, where it's not often that we hear about the positive stuff. We don't hear about life enrichment, education,
Mhm.
things to uplift everybody. We always hearing about sliding on the ops, and drug deal this, and hoes and bitches this and that and the other. We don't hear something like this where, hey, it's cool to pick up a book. So when you go pick up this book, hey, look at this exhibit of everything that Hove has accomplished. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's we need more of that, for sure.
Absolutely, and you said I kind of got. Well, see, I haven't been. I definitely want to go. Of course, I did see your post. I definitely want to go. You seem like to me, it's like it's important. Just like you said, like you have the Trap Museum in Atlanta. You said, which
Yeah.
is something else I want to go to. But like it tells the story. You said because like yeah, we could sit here and we talk about selling drugs. We could sit here talk about you saying all of the women we mess with or whatever, whatnot. But it's like the story behind it was like, yes, I sold drugs. To me, I felt like I didn't have another option. You
Yeah.
saying like my family needed me. You said, yeah, maybe I got stupid and sloppy with it, but my initial goal to get into it was to provide for my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was illegal, but you saying there was a just means behind it. You know what I mean? And I think from the outside looking in, like middle America, they don't understand that. They just see,
Oh,
oh,
no,
you said these drug dealers are just doing blah 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 blah. You said, but there was a reason they got into it. You know what I'm saying?
for
You know what
sure.
I mean? And a lot of times, like I said, I think a lot of time middle America forgets about, or they miss that part of the story. So I think, like I said, like the Book of Hove or like the Trap Museum and stuff like that. I think that's why I think that's so important to the culture. Now, you saying like you are heavy in the fashion shoe game, crazy. You know what I'm saying? Also, you said your clothing is crazy. You said it's like like a lot of artists. they'll come out with merch, and their merch is cheaply made.
Mm.
You see, like basically a Gilding shirt. He's like, no, but you said like when you get something from way west, and he's like, no, no, you got good quality material.
Yeah.
You said like the logos are not off center or crooked or nothing like that. You said like, no, you really put your all into you said the product that you put out. So with that being said, why do you think you saying fashion is so important to hip hop?
Oh man, because you think about it, when you before you watch a movie, that trailer better be lit, right?
Yeah,
Before you pick up a book, even that cover and that prologue in the beginning better catch your attention. So
right.
we're in a society where it doesn't matter how many times we say don't judge a book by its cover.
Hmm.
Body judges a book by its cover, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It just has this negative connotation that comes with it, right?
Right.
Um, if you're the best, you got to feel the best. You got to look the best. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You just have to. That's just it's gospel. You have to. I see so many people, especially when with my brand, which we're
Hmm.
getting ready to relaunch. I actually just dropped the merch line for my man Rock Dog, who just dropped his new album Raw Dog and Two. You
Hmm.
can get that on all streaming platforms. I produced every single song. Uh,
Hmm.
it's the first album other than my own that is under Wave Runner, so this
Hmm.
is a really dope experience. So I just dropped his merch line. I'm working on actually launching my clothing line as well, Blowcella,
Hmm.
which will be dropping very soon, very very soon.
Okay.
Uh, um, I think what I hope to accomplish with paying attention to the small details is, um, I know when I get a certain shirt.
Hmm.
I know for casual wear, I'll wear some Billionaire Boys Club ice cream. You know what I mean? And it
Right.
feels good. It feels great. I'm going to the Carolinas this week. It's going to be 95 degrees. I got all my jerseys ready to go. You know what I mean? I'm
I
going
know that's right.
out, guns out, baby. I'm ready to go.
Right.
You know, I'm really big right now into Fear of God Essentials. That Jerry Lorenzo's line. When
Hmm.
I put that stuff on, it adds to what I'm trying to accomplish that day. You know what I mean? You see me
Right.
in the video. I'm trying to bring you exactly how I'm feeling in the song. I'm trying to also show you what's true to me. You know what I mean? Fashion is so much. Fashion is art. Like
Hmm.
there's nothing else that you can't say anything else about. If you really into the fashion world, like one of my big goals,
Hmm.
I need to go to Fashion Week in Paris. I need to go to Fashion Week in New York. I need to do these things because it's an art form to me, and it's another way to express ourselves. And man, you can look fly as all could be as you're doing it too. You know what I mean? And there's no other feeling when you're putting on something that just feels good and looks good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Now, for those of you that like didn't understand using what he was saying, which was very crystal clear, 100%, but I'll just give you an analogy. Okay, let's say it's Christmas time. You say you look up under the Christmas tree. There was a bag. You said just a plain bag. You said like a plain like brightly colored bag, and it's got the tissue coming out the top. And you said you also have a big box next to it that's just wrapped in like use a grocery, use the grocery bag. Now you don't know because you don't know what's in it, but you saying what's in that brown paper bag is a PS5. You saying what's in that bag with the little you send the little tissue paper in it is just a pack of batteries. But because the tissue paper looks better on the outside, you pick that over the brown paper bag, which is what he's saying.
Pretty much, man. We are a very superficial society. You know what I mean? Some people want their cars to look great. Some
Hmm.
people want their homes to look great. Some people want themselves to look great. I mean,
Right.
everybody has their vices, and you know what I mean. You hit the nail on the head, man.
Just like definitely. Now you saying I've been asking you saying a lot of people this question here. We just had the BET Awards.
Hmm.
Now you saying like a lot of people understood why it was so kind of unorganized because of the writer's strike and everything like that. But we're not even going to talk about that because we're talking about fashion. You said, what was your opinion on the fashion from the BET Awards this year?
Um, from what I saw, because I didn't actually tune into the BET Awards this year. I
Mhm.
haven't tuned in some time because it just, to me, the BET Awards don't carry the same weight they used to.
Mhm.
It's like the Source not having the 5 mic rating anymore. You know what I mean? Like they don't have it. You know what I mean? So, um, I will say one thing that caught my eye that kind of cracked me up a little bit is there was a scene somewhere. I saw a clip on Instagram or something where they had what's that female rapper, Sexy Red, is that her name?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was next to a pastor, and
Yeah.
you know she was dressed like a lot of young girls do nowadays in the summertime. Especially here in Cleveland. You know what I mean? It's nothing
Right.
new. That's that I seeing the the diversity in fashion, because I
Mhm.
find beauty in everything that everybody wears. You know what I mean? Like I really do. If it's ratchet, like what Sexy Red was wearing, hey, that's her thing. That
Right.
do your thing. If you feel great, I mean, great. Um, I'm trying to remember who else I saw during it. Like it's not clicking to me right now at this moment, and
Mhm.
so click to me later on. Watch because I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, I will say like the Migos performance. Well,
Mhm.
the duo.
Yeah. You
Peace
saying recipes to take off.
for
Definitely.
sure, because we lost a legend. Those guys were really, all three of them were really ahead of their time. Um, I liked the fact that, especially with their fashion, because the Migos they're groundbreaking with a lot of it.
Mhm.
They're like the new. Remember how when Jim Jones back in like '05 started dressing like a rock star, then Lil Wayne kind of started doing the same thing, and everybody's
Yeah.
like weird, but it influenced the whole, you know what I mean, way of dressing. The Migos are kind of like that now, where they're like going into the rock star mode. Same thing with like Uzi Vert, who,
Mhm.
some of it I can't. Me personally, I can't go back to the baggy jeans that look like the Jinko jeans. I can't do it, man.
Well, I'm not doing Jinko jeans, but you said, "Bru give me some old school Jabot jeans, and I'm cool." You know what I'm saying?
Suppose. I mean, now that's something we can talk about, the classic fashion, because there's something funny. I'm going to give you. Look, this is an exclusive, straight from my guy Dub. Okay,
Right.
get ready to shoot a new video for one of my new songs off my new album coming out in September. Okay,
Mhm.
the album is very nostalgic, very 2001, 2002, with a new feeling though, like very
Okay.
soulful, very man, one of my best projects ever. And I bought from a store in Greece. Okay, it's coming all the way from Greece. I
Mhm.
bought me a Rockaware T-shirt for this video.
Oh, wow.
Yes, yes, we are bringing
Boy.
back. There's certain things when you think back at them, you know what I mean, that just
Mhm.
carries, like, I don't even know how to describe it, man. Like when you say Jerbones, I remember I personally didn't wear them very often, but everybody around me did. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Man, what a time to be alive, man.
Man, who you telling? Or you saying like the soldiers? You saying like, or you remember Saucony's, and you saying the Reebok Classics, and you saying it's like they don't. You saying like I saw a pair of I love Google Saucony's to show my kids like, yo, you said we used to rock these. You saying the kids like, you used to rock those? Like,
Right.
yo, this was the shit.
But truth be told, Saucony is making a real nice comeback right now with a couple, because they're following along the lines with New Balance, where
Hmm.
casual shoes are taking over. Those, remember how we used to line up to buy the Jordans, the Pennies, the Griffies, and all these other shoes.
Hmm.
Well, those shoes are becoming more and more obsolete now, where a lot of like people are focusing on the tech models are going straight for the courts now or the fields, and
Hmm.
now we're wearing Sauconys and New Balances. People are wearing Air Forces like, one time and throwing them away. I love it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's great.
It's like now I wanted to ask you because we, like I said, we're still talking about fashion. Now you're seeing like Louis Vuitton and Gucci and using Prada. Using they're going more into like I guess sneaker using like type deals, but you seeing like Louis Vuitton dropping like a skater shoe
Hmm.
using that's between 13 and $1,800 or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, if that's what that should get that. Do you think that they're following like groups like the Migos or like a Lil Uzi Vert or you said stuff like that, trying to like market to you said a more urban audience because we know as like Louis Vuitton and Gucci and stuff that's more upscale. Like
yeah.
even though their shoes are expensive, but it seems like their styles they're going for like I said skater shoes or trainers and stuff like that. You think what what do you think is their marketing ploy behind stuff like that?
I think it's actually pretty point blank, where it's right in our face. Well, hip hop, especially going circling back to where we talk about 50 years of hip hop. Hip hop has always been a pioneer in showing what's popular in fashion, right?
Mm,
Um, so I think that finally these big designers they're late to the party.
right.
I personally think. I think that some like Louis Vuitton, they brought in Virgil. Rest in peace, Virgil.
Definitely.
What an inspiration that man is to me personally. Like Virgil is that man was just an amazing man. God rest his soul. And then when we lost Virgil, they brought Pharrell in now. Pharrell is the director, one of the creative directors over at Louis Vuitton. Now just had an amazing show over in I believe it was in Paris.
Okay.
Um, Gucci, you bring up Gucci, see, like we listen to Gucci, we don't wear it over here. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, of course, but they're still
Gucci,
doing the same thing,
well, Gucci has gotten in trouble how many times I mean, they're totally just disrespectful to black folks. You
Right.
know what I mean? So maybe some of this is the same face, like, hey guys, we know you buy all of our stuff because the rappers are telling you to. We're sorry. Come buy us again. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I believe it's multifaceted to tell you the truth.
I definitely dig that. You see, it's like okay, now like some of the biggest, like I want to say, like fashion forward people, like you said that I can think of course, you said, but you said you think of somebody like you said like a West Side Gun, who's
Yeah,
like he's huge into fashion. You saying and it's like I see some of these other like YouTubers following. He's because like as one guy follows CJ on 32s. Now I do the outfit I just seen West Side Gun have the other day. You saying CJ on 32s had to make sure that he had basically the same you saying outfit, which is why I brought up the skater shoes in the first place. I'm like, because it's different to me. I mean, they look awesome. You know what I'm saying? But it's like so it's like influencers influencing
yeah.
influencers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But and it's just like we all are striving to like I said, because to me, I'm a t-shirt jeans kind of guy.
For
But you
sure.
know, saying like I want to get back into the more saying like stylish, saying forms of clothing and everything. So like, what is in your opinion, what is like say like you wanted to step out for the first time, saying like in a new city, like what is your like go to brand, other than your own? You saying to make your statement. You saying say yo, this is Wave West.
I think that's a two-part answer for you. The safe bet would be some Billionaire Boys Club ice cream.
Mhm,
It's a classic, iconic look that's been around since '05. Well, I believe it actually started in '03, but I really got hip to it in '05.
mhm,
Um, that would be the safest bet for me, and I
mhm,
own so much of it. Um, But like I said, lately, how I'm feeling is that fear of God. I'm loving the fear of God, the oversized look, the earth tone colors, the um, very comfortable, but also it's bold. It lets people know, in my opinion, especially when I'm wearing the Fear of God brand, it
mhm.
kind of lets them know, like, hey, look, this may look a little plain, but man, I'm tearing it up right now. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah.
you see it. I know you see me. You know what I mean? Like it's. I think that would probably be my two go tos right now for sure.
Okay. Now, you say, like, are you into like the higher end fashion using type stuff?
You know what? I was just having this conversation with my mom of all people the other day because I took her a pair of some Salih Benberry Crocs that he
Hmm.
just. For those who don't know, Salih Benberry is the creative director over at Versace right now, and
Okay.
again, that's another um, black creative who has infiltrated a predominantly white world and has made his imprint in such a way where it's like the talent is undeniable, and I love to see it. But other than that, I took her a pair of the Salih Benberry Crocs, and we were talking about it, and she was like, well, could you see yourself spending, $800 on a T-shirt? And I'm like, no, I couldn't. Like, no, no. Like, I think with fashion, and you can see it with the sneaker game now. You've always seen it with fashion.
Hmm.
A lot of it is just hype.
Right.
It's hype. How many times you hear a girl, you like, man, you stop and see your girl at the nail salon and all the girls chirping and they're talking about, yeah, my man just got me a Birkin bag. Yeah, my man just got me a Louis Vuitton bag. All this stuff. But you ain't got no money in it.
Right.
Like none. So you carrying around this $15,000 bag for what?
Right.
And he financed it. What is the purpose? So that's why I gravitate towards brands like Billionaire Boys Club ice cream or Fear of God Essentials, especially
Hmm.
because Fear of God stuff, man, that stuff's kind of, you know what I mean? It's high. Um,
Right.
because it's affordable, yet it looks great. Um,
Right.
I have worn Balenciaga before. I have worn Mason Marcella. I have worn Givenchy. Uh,
Hmm.
like nowadays, I really like what Kenzo's doing. The Nigo's over at Kenzo now,
Hmm.
and I really like it. But to be honest with you, I think I'm a little too fat for it.
Oh my
You
God.
know what I mean? Like I, but I don't see myself paying that much money for a look that I could pull off with less. And I can put up towards buying a house or buying, doing something that's a little bit more responsible financially.
Right. And you saying that like me personally, like I'm cool using, like I said, t-shirt, jeans, hoodies, but that's just my particular style. You know what I'm saying?
For
It's like
sure.
like people have asked me on numerous occasions, like if you had an unlimited budget, you know what I'm saying, like to what's one thing you like, say if you hit the lottery for $40 million, what's something you still wouldn't buy? I said an iPhone, because I don't care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, like if you're an iPhone person, hey, do you? You saying like my kids like always like, well, pops, I can't really talk to you via text because you saying your text is not blue. What the fuck are you talking about?
you
Like,
know,
did you get the message?
same question for me. Like people ask me that question. I wouldn't go buy a Lambo.
Mhm,
I wouldn't. The most expensive car I might get is I might give me a G wagon or an AMG. You
mhm.
know what I mean? But it would be for everyday use. Like I just don't see the point in that. I don't see the point in. It cracks me up because like Cleveland. I was just telling somebody the other day how Cleveland dudes especially. It's like they all have the same dress code.
Mhm.
Skinny jeans, sagging off their ass, with some dirty Air Maxes on, a fake Louis belt or a fake Ferragamo belt, a white T-shirt, a hoodie, and a Pooh Shiesty mask. Everybody's wearing the same stuff now.
I bet
Everybody
right,
same stuff. I that's one thing I can't see myself buying either. Is what everybody else is buying.
right. Yeah, see, because like my thing is this. Okay, you saying you get you. Let's say like you get you a right now 2023 Hurricane Technica. I think it comes with like 665 horsepower. I can go get a you send a Hellcat with more horsepower than that for using 200,000 less.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
for
and
sure.
plus the speed limit is 65, 70. So like,
You Yeah, it's like it's the hype factor, which we know
Mhm,
the hype factor takes over. I mean, there is things I bought for hype. You know what I
mhm.
mean? Without question. Perfect example. I bought Drake's new sneaker.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I really started liking it,
Mhm.
and but then I kept hearing Pusha T say "yuck" in my ear every time I put them on. So now I'm selling them, and because of the hype, the price tag's at like $4.99. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it, it's the hype will always. especially nowadays. We know that the emergence of cell phones and all that
Mhm.
have made humans so superficial, so on the surface. There's no
Right.
depth to humans anymore. They want what's shiny. They want the hype, right? They don't. There's the That's why that's one thing I try to do incorporate with my fashion too. Is like, well, let's go a little deeper.
Mhm.
Let's go a little deeper because an outfit can tell a story. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. You mentioned West Side Gun. That's one of the drippiest dudes I ever seen in my life. That man could rock an outfit. He knows you. I hate his shoe game though, because I hate Versace sneakers. I hate Prada sneakers.
Right.
I seen him wear some Prada sandals the other day, like the cookout specials, and I'm like, bro, what you doing? But he's so swaggy, I can't even get mad at him, man. Like, dude,
Right.
got it.
Listen, and it's crazy because you said like because prior to the whole Griselda movement, the only thing you knew about Buffalo was the how many times the Bills lost the Super Bowl.
That
Other
was what was that two and
4. It
four?
was
Yeah, they were
it,
there, because that was Jim Kelly,
yep.
Thurman Thomas.
Mhm.
Oh man, I remember that.
You
They,
just it's like and like what they did for the city of Buffalo using how to like because I mean because it Buffalo and New York City they're in the same state, but
yeah.
it's totally different.
Well, Buffalo is probably probably just a smaller version of us here in Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
uh, I think I passed through Buffalo one time, and it was
Mhm.
kind of like passing through Lindale up here.
Right. And
No
it was
knock
it
though, it's a beautiful place.
oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Now you saying like I want to get you saying rattle this around on you. You saying it's like okay, now you see these people they'll buy they'll spend 10 racks on one outfit, but you can only wear it on and post a picture on social media one time to not and because if you post it a second time, now people are talking shit in your comments. What's that about?
Again, we're a superficial society now. Like, I mean, it's so funny. Like, how many times do you catch people on social media throwing stones and hiding their hands? You know what I mean?
Right,
And what I mean is like the person who's cracking on you for wearing that outfit two times in a row, or two times, or more than once, they laid on their rent today. You know,
right,
their car is about to get repossessed. Like and I don't. I hope they get it together. I don't judge them. You know what I mean? But it's the people that aren't doing as well.
right.
Or you know, I don't know. Again, man, we in a society now where everybody's so opinionated. If I spend $10,000 on it, God forbid, spend $10,000 on one outfit. Man, listen, you gonna see the doo doo stains in the pants later on down the road.
I'm trying to tell you, by the time I take them damn pants off, them bitches gonna be able to stand up by their damn self.
Man, standing up, looking at bro.
Okay. Now you said because we were like touching on the comment section. You said now like one thing I always try to do on my platform is you said teach something to the kids. And because we're in this era of social media and people are so sensitive and they can't take others' opinions and stuff like that. Say your son was to come to you right now, Daddy, you saying somebody said something mean to me in the comment section and it hurt my feelings. Like, how would you have that conversation with your child? You know what I'm saying like to try to use it, not let them be bothered or using to not feed so much into the comment section.
That you know what, and that's a good question because I that's a question that as a parent we all got to really think about. Um, he's only 4, so I haven't thought about it really. But if on a whim, I think I would have to explain to him cartoons. You
Right.
watch cartoons,
Mhm.
he watches Adventure Time right now. That's his cartoon, right?
Okay.
It's a he's watched his Spider Man. He said, but we're talking about Adventure Time for right now. Okay, so for Adventure Time, there's a talking looks like a Game Boy. His
Okay.
name is Mo. And then there's this floating little cloud named Lumpy Space Princess. Okay, and you got Jake the dog that talks and all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
Ain't none of them real, right? ain't none of them real. Like you can't reach out and touch a Game Boy that's talking to you. So you got these people on social media. You got to treat them the exact same because everybody acts big, bad, and tough. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I don't know how many times I have. I probably, you know what? As a matter of fact, I will share this story with him. I had a guy that was a producer that was taking credit for some of the work that I did, right?
Mhm.
And I confronted him on it on a status because that's the only way I had to reach him.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Yo, this is da 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 da." So he was all tough guy on the internet,
Right, of
tough guy.
course.
You know, he's this big bad guy. So like, I was like, "Okay, bet we're gonna run into each other in the real world eventually." And sure enough, I did. I ran into him and I gave him the Nipsey Hussle victory slap. So I would explain to him that story like everybody's tough in front of a keyboard. Those
Right.
Twitter fingers get going. You know what I mean? It's everybody's hooty hooing through computers, right?
Mhm.
You cannot even think about that kind of stuff.
Right, well, definitely. Now you brought up Nipsey Hussle,
Yes.
and you saying, like, this is a question I definitely wanted to have. I would definitely want to ask once I had you on here. You saying, like, you saying we're a few years removed from you saying the legend Nipsey Hussle passing. You saying, but his mark is still reigning strong. You saying even after in death. You said, but you made a status not too long after he passed, and you said I'll never forget it. It was basically talking about how like he's like, wow, a lot of you motherfuckers, you said didn't even know who the fuck Nipsey Hussle was. Now all of a sudden you day one fans.
Mhm.
You see, like, so what do you think about when you see that kind of shit? You saying like that bandwagon type shit.
I mean, we've seen it with Nip. We saw it with Kobe. We've seen it with every young rapper that is unfortunately gunned down to situations now. Everybody wants to be a part of something, and everybody for some reason we're in this victim mindset society where they just want to they want to like be down with the bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right.
um, Everybody wants they say things for likes because if you talk about something on Facebook, oh, it's gonna get me 30 likes, and if I get 35, I'm gonna be really happy. You know what I mean?
Right.
At the end of the day, man, like when it comes to someone like Nip was just a real dude. You know what I mean? You could tell. So someone like me, I wasn't a day one fan. He had that one song in 2010. I thought it was complete trash.
Mhm.
Was not a fan until I heard Victory Lap. I heard Victory Lap. I became a fan. I
Mhm.
went back and heard Slauson Boy 2,
Mhm.
like that joint. Um, there's a couple, but the rest of it I didn't really like. I was
Mhm.
more of a fan of the man.
Right.
You know what I mean? But some people just want to attach themselves to something to try to get some likes. You know what I
And
mean?
that's one of the things that's crazy about society. Just like you said, it's like because people will attach themselves, but you saying like, but they won't think for themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like so like that's another thing that you said I try to teach our children about thinking for yourself. You know, it's just like what's the biggest piece of advice you would give somebody that you see that's wrapped up in following what everybody else is doing? Like, what's that? What would you say to somebody like, "Yo, get off that bike," and you said, and think for yourself?
I think what I would tell people is, sometimes being that way is lonely. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Sometimes being a forward thinker or somebody who's not afraid to stand on their own and stand away from a crowd is lonely,
Mhm.
but it's real, and you can't buy real. And
Nah.
if you at the end of the day, if I was put in a hole tomorrow, there's nobody out here in this world that can say, "Oh, he was fake."
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't do that because of that. But the reason I approach things like that is because if it's real, I can trust it, and if I can
Mhm.
trust it, I can enjoy it, right?
Right.
If I can enjoy it, then that means I'm doing right in this thing called life.
Right.
So that would ultimately be my message on that one. You know what I mean? When you're chasing the fake stuff, I'm
Mhm.
been involved in all the fake stuff and the facades and all that. Um, there's no type of substance to your life.
Mhm.
There's nothing there to hold on to. You know what I mean? So really, these people that are faking the funk, their whole lives, by the time they hit 50, you know what I mean? Like, what do they have?
I mean, you're right.
What do they have? Like, really? But me, by the time I hit 50, I'm be looking like, well, you know what? I did it my way. I did it as real as I could be.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? There's a peace that comes with that. So that's why we're seeing so many people now that you can tell they're struggling with having any kind of peace.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like I said, one thing you can't buy, you can't buy peace. You say you
Oh,
can't buy happiness, you can't buy love. You said you can't buy. You said like you have to search it from within first.
yeah,
And use it as like so. And another thing, like I said, I always talk about on my platform is men's mental health because like a lot of times you said we don't get to have those conversations, which is why I always you saying like anytime that our brother Lex Vegas, shout out to Lex Vegas, make sure you tune into his show every Thursday night on the Red Line Radio LLC. But anytime he has done the men's health summit, you said you somewhere around. You said,
and there's a reason because I take mental health very, 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 very seriously, man.
Mhm,
I have fallen short in taking care of myself when it comes to my mental health.
mhm,
I've been very low. I've been very high. So I take it very seriously. I want, especially for us men, we're we're conditioned to believe that we gotta hold our feelings inside. You know what I mean? So we got we got to be able to look at each other, and I got to be able to look at you and be like, "Yo, Dub, if you need to talk, man. I'm here." And really be able to offer some kind of solution or some kind of solstice. You know what I mean? Like,
mhm.
so yeah, I think that's why Lex taps in with me. And plus, he always needs a token white guy, so he always calls
Oh
me.
my God, knock it off. No, but seriously, like for those you said that are new to my platform that you said never been introduced to you, Mr. Waverlee West. You saying like when he says that shit, he's about that shit. This has been my guy for some years now. You saying like
Sure,
if I was low, or like say like and I needed to talk. It don't matter what time it is, or you say whatever. He's one of those people that if you need you saying if you need an ear, he's the person to go to. He's gonna listen to you. He's saying he's gonna give you some constructive criticism. He's gonna tell you the real. You saying he's and you it's like the problem is a lot of people talk that shit, but they're not about that shit.
for
So I
sure.
definitely got to give you your flowers and your kudos because you walk the walk. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Big facts. You know what I'm saying? And you got a brother for life.
Oh, for sure, bro. For sure, for sure. You know what I mean? I just try to do what I would want people to do for me, right?
Mhm.
You know
Big
what I mean?
facts.
That's it. You know what I mean? I'm not no prophet or nothing like that. You know what I mean? It just, I'm a firm believer in karma.
Mhm.
Firm believer in karma. If I put the good stuff out there, the good stuff can come back. You know what I mean? And it's a constant circle of good at that point.
Yeah.
We all win at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you said like one thing that a lot of people do not understand, and like 'cause I say this all the time, it's like I'm not better than you, you're not better than me, because at the end of the day, we both put our pants on one leg at a time. You know what I'm saying? It's like now, especially like in like a lot of these culture wars that are going on here, you said around the country and everything like that. It's like, like yeah, you might be from Middle America, Montana, or some shit, or Wyoming, or some shit like that. But you saying the same struggles that you're having at your job or the same struggles that you're having in your relationship, I'm probably having those same struggles. But you said we're so busy stuck in these damn culture wars, and don't realize that we got more in common than you said we fail to realize. You
Oh,
know
for
what I mean?
sure.
And you said so like so a lot of these mental health you said issues that that you're struggling with in Wyoming, I could be struggling the same way with here in Canton, Ohio.
For sure.
But you know what I'm saying? So like I said, that's why I try to give everybody some kind of grace. You said I try
Yeah,
to have the conversation to try to meet in the middle because you never know. You said because like I said, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm from. You said I was raised in Atlanta, Georgia. I came up here to Ohio. You said I was introduced to Lex. Lex brought me around, y'all, and y'all embraced me as a brother. You said not really knowing shit about me. Y'all got to talk to me and stuff like that. And it's like y'all embrace me like I grew up with y'all's asses. You know what I'm saying? And
Sure.
so that's what I'm saying. Like we need more people in the world like that to literally embrace somebody. You say like, no, let me hear your story. You know what I'm saying? Like let me see what you about. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, for sure. You know what? It speaks volumes to the reason why it was like that too is because the man that Lex is.
mhm,
You know what I mean? If Lex tells me something, Lex is always, whether I wanted to hear it or didn't want to hear it, no matter what it was, that man has never lied to me. Not
yeah,
one time. You know what I mean? Not one time.
right.
Not even a little itty bitty lie. Not even once. And I'll be like, hey man, this outfit look good. He'll be looking at me like, nah, motherfucker, you ugly as shit. Now he means it. You know what I
Right.
mean? But he won't lie to you. So like when he said, my man Dub here solid, boom, you already did. You ain't gotta, you know what I mean? His Lex word has always been great. You know what I mean? Big
You
shout out
saying
to Lex, man.
you
I
saying
got
that's the brother right there. But you said it's
for
like
sure.
now. You said, I know that you said you dabble into. Well, I don't know if you dabble, but you said you like wrestling as well, right? Okay, you said like how big is it for like the sport of wrestling to have? You saying like I bring him up again, like a West Side Gun involved. You said like in that avenue. You said like
Again, again, man, like, if you look at a lot of different things that we all grew up watching or grew up
mhm,
listening to or grew up whatever, you know what I mean? Like, remember, all right, so let's go back to the 80s, right? Before
mhm,
Michael Jordan stepped on the scene and had the Jordans, people were buying Converse because of Larry Bird and because of
mhm,
Magic Johnson. It was that they marketed the Golden Boys pretty much, right?
mhm,
Then you got, Michael Jordan came along. They kept him a Golden Boy. It
mhm,
wasn't until really they really anything that had to do with rap, they really pushed against that until
mhm,
rap became mainstream and acceptable. They realized it wasn't going anywhere. Then they realized there's a way they could make money off of it. The thing is, man, is that hip hop is such a crucial brick in this pyramid called life. Like it's
mhm,
so important, and it touches so many people in so many different ways. I mean, you got I mean, rap. You can go listen to you'll hear some form of hip hop down at the Outhwaite projects right now, and you
mhm,
could drive out to some cul-de-sac out in North Ridgeville, and there's gonna be a bunch of goofy looking white kids who's gonna be listening to a whole nother version of it. It's a universal language of the youth, and it's always been that way.
right.
And to be able to something like wrestling, for them to, for West Side Gun, who's a huge wrestling fan, you had like people like Pusha T, who's a huge Ric Flair fan.
Mhm,
I grew up a huge Stone Cold fan, a Triple H fan. You know what I mean? To be able to bridge those gaps now, it only makes sense considering that these companies that are owned and operated by old white men,
mhm,
that are so out of touch with anything going on with the youth right now, it is smart to tap in, and accept the culture for everything.
right.
You know, it's a smart business move to tap in because that's what hip hop is always gonna push the envelope forward for youth. It doesn't matter what other genre comes out. It doesn't matter if Taylor Swift is number one on the billboards or, a country singer or whatever. No, no genre of music is able to propel a message like hip
Mhm,
hop can and does. I love what West Side Gun does with his clothing line, Fourth Rope. That I
mhm,
think dope. When I think he just released some shorts with Hacksaw Jim Duggan on it, and I'm like,
yeah.
bro, this guy is insane. I love it. You know what I mean? But they sold out like this.
Yeah, they sold out quick as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like and you saying like to me that hit and his clothes are not I mean they're high end, but I don't think they're too pricey. You saying either. You know what I'm saying? It's like some of the stuff is kind of pricey, but I
Some
mean
of it
like
is.
they're fairly reasonable. You know what
But
I'm saying?
what makes his clothes really cool is a lot of his clothes. The reason why he gets away with selling the stuff he does without any kind of copyright infringement or anything like that is because all of his clothes are one of ones. They're art pieces.
Mhm.
So if you see a shirt that has, I think he had a old starter sweatshirt from the
Mhm.
'90s that was a Buffalo Bills, and they put the Scorpion logos on it and all that stuff. That was a one of one. You're buying
Yeah.
an art piece. You're not buying a piece of fashion. You're buying
Mm.
an art piece, and that's why he's able to tiptoe around that and not get hit with those kind of lawsuits. So that's also too why he does certain pieces. He does charge more because again,
Mhm.
it's a one of one. Nobody else is going to have it. Like they don't
Right.
have small, medium, large, extra large, 2XL. They have a large or whatever size it is. I think
Right.
it's I think it's a really dope concept that it's about time somebody did something like that. I think that's really cool. He mixed two worlds together, art and fashion. I think it's dope.
Yeah. You say now, like, with your you said with your clothing, you said like, what is the process? I mean, like you go down to like every material. You said, or like you just like, or you just gonna buy a higher end shirt and just slap a logo on it. You said because I mean because you got people that do a bit of both. You got people that like, I want to be involved in every stitch. You got people like I'm just gonna slap a logo on something. You said like put my face behind it. You said so like how important is it? You said to be involved in you said the stuff that you put out.
I think for me, it's all about what am I capable of doing right now at this moment.
Mhm.
Um, you know, where it's no secret, I'm kind of at the basement level of whatever empire I'm trying to build, right?
Mhm.
So as
Well,
I
if hold on, let me stop you there. If you in the basement, I'm in the sewers, my guy. Knock it off.
no, 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 no. We're in the basement, man. We're just starting out. The thing is, we're gathering resources, right?
Mhm.
I can't walk into a warehouse and feel every fabric right now because my money's not that long. But
Mhm.
what I can do is uh, the sites that are available to us. You can comb through customer reviews. You can comb through things and order samples, which I've done plenty of times. I don't know how many times. I'm so surprised that my girl don't smack me upside the head for as much as I spend on this stuff. You know what I mean? Time and money. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's like I just do my research on what's the best shirt available.
Mhm.
When I do merch, merch is different than when I actually approach with the fashion line. So
Mhm.
like with the fashion line, when I was doing the Wave Runner Surf Club, I chose higher end stuff just off of what I was able to read, and then I was focused more on streetwear at that point.
Right.
With the merch, I will buy I will do throw it on a Gildan shirt and price it lower, so
Mhm.
that way people can, fans that are fans of the music of the project can buy it and wear it, and it's more affordable to them. With Blowcella, I'm doing something a little different. Um, I have been able to, especially over the past couple weeks, I've been in contact with the warehouse as far they've been sending me videos of what they have, and I'm
Mhm.
able to kind of examine things and colors and the little details. And I'll sit there on my phone like this, just like looking at over everything. And then my designs are very, very, very intentional.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Very intentional. I like things that are different yet classic. Um, I have a jacket. It's a denim jacket with the Sherpa on the inside that I'm getting ready to relaunch, and it's got the old Cleveland Lumberjacks logo on there.
Oh man.
Yeah, you know what I mean. The old yellow, black, and red one. And then another one that has the Chief Wahoo gold teeth. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Right.
Which my daughter helped me make. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But then there's some other stuff that a little bit more practical,
Mhm.
that won't break the bank, but it's again that giving you that classic look, but you're getting like a high end experience with it.
Right. Now you said like we gonna get into shoes because you said like you and Don P, y'all motherfuckers flood my goddamn timeline when it comes to shoes.
Oh, Uncle Don, let me go on let me go on the air right now and say this. Uncle Don really don't want to smoke with me. I'm the shoe guy. Don't let him fool you.
Uh-oh. You heard it here first, people.
Don's my brother. I love Don. I love him. That's my brother. But he can't fuck with me with the sneakers, man. Come on, man.
Oh shit. You said
Come on.
This is gonna have to be clipped out. You say like, at the end
No,
of the
no,
day.
but I want you to tag him in it because all he's gonna do is bring some dunks to the table.
Oh shit! This, you know what's crazy? Because I don't know if you can see right here, like on Lil Dub right here. It
Yeah,
says Club Pizzle. You said I still got the. It's like like I said, for those of you follow me on social media, it's like I really rock with my people. Like this is the
sure.
third action figure that I've done. You said one had you said the Lex Vegas hoodie on it. The other one had West Side Wave. You just said
Yeah,
it was like I don't fuck around. It was
for
like.
sure.
And of course, on the back of this one, of course, it's got that guy Dub, the Lex Vegas show, and then it says Thursdays for the culture. You
Yeah.
see, so you are, and even though, like I said, our brother Don P is not over here at Redline anymore, you say we still gonna talk our shit. So when I clip this part of the video, yes, we're just talking our shit, and you saying that like, we might have to do a live remote event to see who's you saying whose shoe game is really proper. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look. What you trying to do? We can take a walk right now. Hold on a minute.
Oh shit!
We can take a walk right now. Hold on a minute. Man, we look, man. Man, we can just do a little walk. Right?
Oh shit!
Let's see. Let's see. What's some stuff that I know Don ain't got?
Oh man!
I know he ain't got the South Beach LeBrons. I know he ain't.
Oh man!
Um, so what else? What else? I see he's little dot. He don't mess with the Yeezys. I know he don't mess with them. You know, I got plenty of them. You know, a whole bunch of Yeezys. You know,
Oh
that's
man.
all I do. Well, oh, you said you want to do some classic? Oh, okay, we could do some classic.
Oh man.
We could do some more classic. You know, what else? What? Oh, you want to do some more classic? Look. You want to whoop somebody ass? Look. Oh, you know what? Don is the only person I feel that could really be in the conversation with me when
Mhm.
it comes to the shoe game here in uh in this city. Like Don
Right.
is the only one that that's in our circle. Now,
Mhm.
don't get me wrong. There's man. I got 4 kids, man.
Mhm.
I got 4, and they always hungry. They always want something. A couple of them want shoes all the time now too. So I ain't out here buying shoes like I used to.
Right.
You can ask my woman right now. She'll tell you how many times did I buy shoes and I just sell them like that. So how many shoes would I would have had? I probably have about 500 right now. I didn't sell probably.
Oh man. You see, and like to me, that's you saying that's dope because you was like you look not only with the music but also with the fashion you like, and with the shoes you have a passion for it. So you saying you're experiencing that. You're saying like now, like I've got 5 kids. You saying 4 of them are girls. You saying my and like I said, the oldest ones they get on me all the time. He's like, "Well, pops, you saying you said you're not popping if you don't have an iPhone." Pops don't give a shit about an iPhone. And you saying like, well, pops, you said like you wear flip flops and you saying you like you don't want the newest J's. That's not really my get down. You saying I
Hey,
and you said I bust my ass so y'all can you said y'all can get what y'all get. You know what I'm saying? And like, but that's not really that's never really been my get down. And you saying it's just you said my thing is graphic tees and hats. Like you said that's my.
everybody got their thing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Everybody's got their thing. You know what I mean? Like mine's the fashion and clothes, and that's pretty much what I spend my extra money on. Like other people, like some people
Mhm.
buy crack. You know, it could be
I
worse.
mean that's true.
You know what I mean?
It was funny because like with the because football season's coming up here soon. Now, just about as long as I can remember, I've always like everybody was like, "Oh, I got to get the new you saying Lamar Jackson jersey." I don't give a fuck about Lamar Jackson jersey. You said like, give me a. You said I want to get the personalized stitch jersey with Dub Deuce on the back. You said like th- that's you said that makes me smile. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. And I see you with your Falcons gear on. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
Hopefully, y'all can do something this year.
I
But
doubt it.
talk my shit, knowing that my team has not done anything in since Jim Brown was on team. You know,
But you said, but like I said, it is it's one of them. It is what it is. But see, that's another thing that we've been kindred spirits on. You said, oh, we'll talk some shit when it comes to sports. You said, And you said that's another thing I love about Don P. You said like, dude, it's like, and like I said, I haven't had Don P on my show, but I've been on his show. It's like, so everybody that's watching, so like if you are familiar with Don P, if you don't know what the fuck you talking about, this is not somebody you want to engage in a conversation with.
Don P. Don needs to be up in Bristol.
Yes.
He needs you know how like his idol was Stuart Scott.
Hmm.
Uh, Don Don could carry that torch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he deserves his flowers and that. Like he knows sports. I make fun of him for it. I'll
Hmm.
be watching him like go back and forth with people on Facebook, and I'll be saying, "Man, like Don always talk about some damn sports, man. That's always something. There's something else going on besides sports, right?" But that's his thing, and he's a genius at it. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, definitely.
Like he knows his stuff. So like when I talk to him, if I don't know for sure on something, like I can't be there sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, you know, I remember when Terrell Davis had 2,000 yards rushing, you know what I mean, back in 98, 99. And it
Hmm.
was really like 1904 and 1900 yards. And he knows that. I don't.
Right.
I mean, like, I might be off a little bit because my memory, that was a lot of weed ago.
Hey, that you said that's you said like, but then, like before we get up out of here, like you said, we got a couple more things we want to touch on. You said you just mentioned weed. You said a lot of places weed is legal now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like you're seeing more people get into you saying weed distribution, and
Yeah.
things like that. You saying like right now, what's your go-to? You said like if you were to go to dispensary right now, what would be your go-to? You saying what to pick up?
See, so I'm the lightweight. You know what I mean? I can take a few hits and I'll be cool. And I'd prefer to actually take some gummies now and just rock out. You know what I mean? I'd be
Right.
cool. I'm the lightweight. So like when I go, if I go, I should say, because I personally I haven't been to the dispensaries yet. I'm still on the streets. You know what I mean? Like it's still getting mine. Or people that go to dispensaries, they give me whatever they. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, I'm like I, as long as it ain't laced with fentanyl, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? And I'm just gonna enjoy myself with it. There's nothing in particular I go for. Back in the day, remember it was like we had Purple Haze. That was the go-to back in the day.
Hmm.
You know when we was getting the brick weed out of the Pepsi cans from Mexico, we had to get some Purple Haze or some kind of
Right.
Kush or something. You know what I mean? But like nowadays if it burned, it makes you feel good. I'm happy. You know what I mean? I'm good with that for sure.
Right. Right. Now, you said let's get back on. You said your project coming in September is what you said, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, you said let's touch on that a little bit. You said before we get up out of here.
Nose Job 4. So I have 16 albums out altogether. That's on all streaming platforms. I have
Mm,
three versions of Nose Job, and then I got some other stuff. Um, the Nose Job series has always been pretty fun for me because it just kind of lets me just be a rapper. I don't have to be I don't worry about coming up with a single that people it's gonna be catchy for people. I don't try to experiment too much, which I do
mm,
love experimenting in the music. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of fun being able to
mhm.
grow. But what Nose Job does for me, it I get back to my roots and what I really enjoy about the culture.
Right.
So as I've been creating this version of it, Nose Job 4, I will say this. It is definitely classic material as far as what we've come accustomed to
Right.
call a classic. Um, but it's not going to be what people expect. They're thinking I'm about to give them Coke punchline after Coke punchline, and not necessarily, man. Like this is it's a nice I would say it's a grown man album. Growing
Okay.
up a little bit. It's fun, man. I've really enjoyed this process. Really, really have. And the merch is looking really cold. I ain't gonna hold you, man. The merch, some of the best merch I've ever put together.
Well, I mean, you already know I'm gonna get down, and you said one thing I do want to say to the people: if you got a friend out here that's or you saying somebody that you close to or somebody that you cool with, is you saying that's trying to get it out the mud, stop asking for for the hookup. You say like, yo, support me, dog. You s-
And I'll be real. I got an opinion on that.
mm,
Don't nobody owe you shit. Like, don't nobody owe me a like or a play or a purchase. Don't nobody owe that to me. If they do it, thank you so much. I
mm,
appreciate it. Really, you're part of the family now. If they
mm,
don't, okay. I think that when it comes to that, say I drop an album and I want all my people to go listen to it. Well, you know what? They may not like it.
mm,
It's not their cup of tea, and that's okay. And who am I to take that personal? You know what I'm saying? So, I get the sentiments, but I feel like if you're not if you're trying to, like you said, get it out the mud, and it's not working here with this group of people, well,
mm.
move on to the next group of people.
Right.
And at the end of the day, when you are where you want to get to, you're gonna
Mm.
remember who supported you at that point.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And then at that point, like, it's not no bitterness or hard feelings or hate, but like, I don't owe you nothing either. You know what
Exactly. It's like I said, that's my thing because like I've got different family members that do different things. Like I said, including you. You said like I haven't been able to get everything, but I definitely you said when I can I tap in. You know
I
what I
mean? Oh no,
mean?
I remember you buying a Wave Runner shirt for me. I appreciate it. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
And I didn't ask for a discount. I didn't use
Not
none
at
of that
all.
shit. And I'm
He
not. I would because to me that's a sign of disrespect. You know what I'm saying like
it, in a way, it is. Yeah, because I don't know how people hit me talking about, hey man, I'll get one of your shirts, but I ain't paying $45 for it. Okay, well, you get to me for 30? No. Like,
the price is firm. You don't go in Gucci talking that shit.
they don't, man. They don't.
It's like my brother has an analogy. You know what I'm saying? Is y'all go in Goodwill and pay whatever price they put on the shit and everything they got in there they got for free.
Let that marinate.
Anyway, before we get up out of here, man, get everybody your socials, man, so they can get in contact with you, brother.
Hey, for sure, man. I'm over on Instagram. I'm not really on Twitter no more at all. Twitter turned into a porn site. I'm not really into it.
Yeah.
I'm on Threads. I'm also on Facebook. Everything's at Waverlee West. Waverlee West. You just check out everything there. Make sure you tap in right now because right now my man Rock Dog just dropped one of the best albums to ever come out of the city. You guys gotta check it out. Like, if you appreciate real spitters, real hip hop, gotta check him out. Like I said, Nose Job 4 is coming, and it's like I'm back to doing what I do and loving it. But yeah, check me out at Waverly West. I'm there talking my shit all the time. So definitely come on by.
You're right. Now, you saying I would be remiss if I did not ask this question because you said like it's been rattling around in the back of my head this entire time. Did the concept come from the double O wave picture that you have pinned to the top of your Facebook page?
You talk about the dangerous times.
Yeah, the double O wave. You look
All right,
like
so
James Bond over there.
it was a song that I released. I did a little freestyle over a beat that I purchased. The song was actually, I couldn't put it out on platforms because I couldn't get the sample cleared because
Mm,
the choir of Congress sings it. Uh,
okay.
so that wasn't clearing that sample. The purpose of the song was we're living in dangerous times. So what I did was I used artificial intelligence to make that cover and give me hair. We all know I rock the baldy.
Mm.
So here I am with hair looking like Michael Bublé's brother, ready, and everybody talked about it. And I'm like, my point exactly. We live in dangerous times. People hit me up and talk about, did you get hair plugs? You got a toupee on? Like, bro, people really thought it was real, and that was the whole point. And I actually encourage people to go back and listen to that song and get the message of what I'm saying because we really do live in very dangerous times right now. Everything's fake.
Absolutely. With
No,
all that being said, if you guys like this video, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification so you don't miss another video. Without further ado, I love you. Lil Dub loves you. West Side Waverly West loves you. Man, we out of this thing, man.
hey,
Peace.
appreciate you, bro.
Man, thank you.
You already know.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
The boy Dub Deuce in the building.